Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian Dividend Investing Portfolio series. If you're new to the channel, I'm pretty much just going over my investments as a Canadian investor, but this video in particular is actually going to be focused on the spreadsheet itself. I will be talking about my portfolio performance and the actions that I have done about buying stocks and whatnot. But I know that pretty much everyone who's using the spreadsheet right now is experiencing a ton of loading issues with the dividends. And you might also be experiencing some issues with neo stocks or any custom workarounds. If I have worked with you personally to incorporate stocks from like obscure stock markets or whatever, yeah, you're going to be seeing errors at the moment. And this is because there's some kind of connection issue with Yahoo Finance where all of this information is coming from. So hopefully this video clears up some of those concerns and shows you kind of a way at least to get around the dividends. And then as far as neo stocks, you might just have to email me. Like if you have any issues at all, please do email me. My email is in the welcome tab. And I will certainly help you through as best I can. I am quite busy right now with some things in my personal life, but keeping the spreadsheet in working order and good condition is pretty high priority for me, because I know there are a lot of people who are using it and I want to make sure that it is working as good as possible, even if there are some things out of our control, like Yahoo Finance just being cranky and not letting us scrape website data from them. So, first of all, I'm going to show you how to fix the dividends manually, because right now, if you just see loading, 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 it is not what you want. And this will actually affect your summary tab. I know my annual dividend income is more like 3,000 or something, and it's because it takes the total from the portfolio tab and adds it all up. Well, it actually adds up the forward annual dividend, which is these guys. Anyways, it's all affected by this. So until Yahoo Finance fixes this or I redo the spreadsheet, who knows? We're going to see what happens. Hopefully it just fixes itself. I'm going to show you how to manually fix this, kind of bulk import from Yahoo Finance instead of automatically import. So what you need to do is create a new tab. Just create, this is going to be a temporary tab. You don't even have to name it anything in particular. And you actually need to go to Yahoo Finance yourself. And on Yahoo Finance, you actually need to create a portfolio. So I've already done it here. Click on my portfolio. I called it my watch list, I think. So this will just take you like a few minutes to set up. What you need to do is you need to make a list of all of the stocks you have, all of the tickers. It's really easy. You can just click here, add symbol, and just type them in. For example, if you had TD or something, you can pick the exchange. So it will be Toronto Stock Exchange and then the TD.TO, for example. And you just need to put in all of the stocks you have. I actually did a very full kind of tutorial on how to do this in the past before the automatic version of the spreadsheet wasn't working. So I'll leave a link in the top right corner right now where you can get to that video if you want to take a deeper dive into this. But basically, you need to make a list. I suggest putting a list in a list that's easy to replicate in your spreadsheet. For example, alphabetical order might be a good way to order these, or I have them in chronological order here actually from the day when I first added them to my account. So like the oldest position I have in my account right now is RNW, and then most recent ones here would be a Bitfarms. I find this easy to do because if you sell out of a position, you can just like click here and remove it. And then if you add in a new position, just drag it down to the bottom, and then you don't have to like rearrange the order all the time. And it's quite easy to manage. So anyways, let me just deselect that. So guys, what you need to do is once you have your list here, just come down and select it like this. So select the whole thing up until the top entry. Press Command C or Control C. And then come back into your spreadsheet. Now just click any random cell, like somewhere up here is fine, and press Command V or Control V to paste it. So this is going to paste in the numeric values. There's no formulas here. These are just the values of the forward annual dividend relating to the tickers. Okay. Now what you need to do is go into your portfolio. And I have already set this up. So these are also in chronological order. Like you said, RNW is at the top and Bitfarms is at the bottom. The way that I did that is as I was adding positions into my account, there is this one column over here in column A that's usually blank on your copy. I just add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. as I go down and update as necessary, and always make sure I keep track of that. And I do it for this purpose actually, for the times when the spreadsheet is not working properly and I need to manually bring in the dividends. But like I said, alphabetical order would be a totally reasonable way to do it, or any particular order that you feel like, which is easy for you to sort. Because if, for example, if you sort, right now I have it sorted for this, but if I sorted for like unrealized gain and loss, it's going to mix up the order here, and this is not going to be the same order. So what we need to do is get it in a good order, Like I said, that is easy to work with. Come in here and then just copy this, all of the entries in this column, Command C, and then just paste it in here just to confirm that you do have it in the right order. So paste it beside and just quickly run down the list and make sure that this is exactly what you're expecting. Every single row is the same ticker. It's worth double checking, because if you put in the wrong one, you're going to throw yourself off and you're going to get incorrect readings. But I know I've just kind of combed through this and these are all in exactly the right order. So all I need to do now is just grab the dividend information here, Command C, and I'm going to bring that into the portfolio tab, and I'm actually going to override the formulas that are here. So I'm going to go up to the very top cell, the one for R&W, and I'm going to paste. I'm going to press Command V or Control V in that cell, and it's going to bring in all of these values. It actually brought in some formatting, which I don't particularly like, so I might actually do a paste special. So right click, paste special, and do values only, and it's only going to bring in those values. Now keep in mind, these are now numeric values, they're not formulas, okay? So when looking up here, you can see it's just a number. As I click around, that number up here is changing. But if I go down to the cell below, it is still that formula relevant to the correct cell, okay? Here, I didn't actually want to bring in dashes, so I'm going to replace those with the numeric value of 0, just kind of manually, just to clean that up a little bit. And that's going to clear it out. So now we actually have exactly what we want. In the future, if you can test to see if the import formulas start working again by selecting the cell down here, the first blank cell that still has a formula in it, grab the little bottom right corner here, click and drag up, and if it brings in all the correct numbers without loadings, then that's exactly what we want, because now I've replaced these with the formulas, whereas if we go up, we can see it's just the numeric values up here. So you can always just, if you ever do that, you can always just reset. And like I said, if you have any problems, do email me. I'm pretty responsive on email. I do try to get back to everyone like within a day or so. But anyways, now I don't have any more problems with my dividends. So once you get that sheet set up in Yahoo Finance over here, this will always stay current. And what you can do if you're ever having issues with the dividends, you can just come in here, grab the whole thing, boom, paste it in, and you're good to go. And you can do it in like 1 minute, and this will actually never change. If you change the stocks in the positions in your account, like I said, you just got to make sure this list is up to date, and you're good to go. And like I said, if you need more information about how this works, I'll put up that link in the description about kind of walking through in greater detail this method. But anyways, guys, hopefully that's okay and satisfactory for you. If you want to keep going with this way, you would just need to check every couple months or whatever, and then just paste in the new dividends. But it's just the same method. So there we go. That's good. If you're having issues with Neo stocks, like I said, just send me an email, and I'll probably be able to get you a temporary formula that might work in place of those broken current prices. For example, if you had Neo PayPal, let's see if it's going to work for me here. Okay, actually Neo's working right now for me. It's kind of on and off. There's something going on with the connection between, like I said, Yahoo Finance and the Google Sheet. So let's try some other ones. Microsoft. See if that one works. So actually Neo might be working properly. So yeah, who knows? It's hit or miss right now. So that's why I'm not too worried. I'd say just temporarily reset these and just carry on with your life. But anyways, we can get started with the portfolio update now. So as should not be a surprise to anyone at the moment, the stock market is down for everyone. I'm down 3% overall, which is sad to see because previously it was up like over 10%. But basically, despite being down like $2,000, I'm still looking at a pretty much guaranteed dividend income annually of $3,225 per year going forwards, which is pretty comforting to me. So I'm thinking, at some point, if the stock prices do go back up, that's good for me. And if not, if they stay down, I'm still just going to be getting paid. So far this month, I've got $167 in dividends. And actually, a lot of that just came through on the 15th. We can take a look here at my dividends tab. I was just adding these in before the video, but I got paid by quite a few different companies. Decent amount of money here right on the 15th. And actually that one day was about $100, so that's pretty nice. That's a nice thing about dividend stocks, which I really like, and it kind of keeps me relaxed knowing that I've still got this cash flow if I need it, even while the stocks are down. Now, I did have about $300 in my portfolio in my account, and that's because I deposited $200, and then I also had that sort of $100 or whatever from the dividends, and that gets lumped in together for me, and then I use all that money together to buy more stocks. And that's how you get the compounding effect of dividend payments, because each time you keep reinvesting those dividends over and over again. It doesn't have to be into the same company that paid me. So like just because I got $12.60 from EIF doesn't mean I have to go buy another EIF share. They just gave me money, and I could just go buy, I could invest that into HR.UN, or I could invest that into any of the companies in my portfolio. And as long as they have a dividend as well, then I'm really compounding my dividend income. So we can take a look here. Maybe let's sort this for a few different attributes so you can get a good idea of what's going on in my account. So if we sort for dividend yield, put the biggest ones up at the top, we can see that some are pushing almost up into 7%. That's crazy. It's because their stock prices are like falling, but their forward annual dividend has not been changed. So the dividend yield is the ratio of the forward annual dividend divided by the stock price. So when the stock price goes down, if the forward annual dividend stays up or stays consistent, then the yield appears to go up. So at the moment, it actually seems like there's some pretty good buying opportunities. If you want to buy high yield stocks, they're actually pretty much on sale right now. Of course, the prices could continue to fall. And if you go down like this, like 16% in one position, you're going to have to wait like a couple of years based just on the dividend, to get back to where you were. But there's a reasonable chance that the stock price will eventually recover also in the next few years. So yeah, but as we go down, we can see that the positions that we go down towards the bottom have a smaller and smaller yield. We're looking at this column here, and even a couple of mine don't have any. And actually, those ones are some of my worst positions. I bought into these ones thinking that I would be able to make a quick buck, and sell them if they went up, but they all just went down. So I'm actually pretty happy that most of my stocks do pay a dividend, and I kind of just ignore these guys for now. Actually, you'll see I bought some of DCM, but we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, basically when I was in here, like, you can also look at the unrealized gain loss, sort that. So I put the winners at the top and the losers at the bottom. Almost everything is a loser right now. And I also like to sort by the percent of holdings just to remind myself which are my big positions and which are my small positions, and try to keep it moderately balanced here and there. But basically I was looking at some of the high yielding stocks that are a bit smashed up right now, and Manulife was interesting to me. They make up a sort of small chunk of my portfolio. They're yielding over 6% right now, which in my books is high, and I'm down almost 10% on them. So I actually bought about $200 worth of these guys. I was thinking to spend all of my money on them, but I thought, I'm going to throw a little bit of money into DCM as well. DCM is a company that they don't pay a dividend, and I've been really on the fence, just trying to sell them off as soon as I get in the green. And I've been up as high as about $1.34 or something like that. And I was thinking to sell them there, but because I have such a small holding, like the profit that I would take was like only a few dollars. But what I eventually want to do is kind of sell them, because they kind of bounce up and down. The idea with them is I kind of want to sell them at a low, like a 1 or 2 digit percent gain if possible. Obviously, I'm down double digits. And then if they drop down again, try to buy in my entire position lower. So I kind of missed the boat there, but I decided, you know what, they're quite a bit cheaper than usual, and this is a very tiny, it's like the smallest position in my entire account. So I just threw the extra $100 into them, and it's actually going to bring down my average price just a little bit from 131. So I can actually just drop in the transactions. We don't really need to open up Wealthsimple, I think, at this point. I can just show you exactly what I bought. So it was TSE MFC, and I bought these guys on June 17, 2022. And I actually picked up 10 shares of them at a unit price of $21.45. And then for DCM, it's TSE DCM. I picked those also up on June 17th, 2022, and I got 85 shares of these at a price of $1.09. Now, I didn't pay any trading fees, and that was in Canadian dollars, so I can drag that down. And actually, in the portfolio tab, you can see here, for example, DCM. I went from negative 16% or something loss, up to about negative 14% loss. The actual unrealized gain loss in dollars did not change, but that will change in the future if the price goes up or down. And then actually the average price decreased from like 131 down to 128. So you'll see something similar with Manulife Financial, which is, where did they go? Right here. Some of their numbers have changed in here a little bit as well based on the purchase that I made. So anyhow, when we look at the summary tab here, we can take a look at the annual dividend income from my dividends. And at the beginning of the video, we were sitting around $3,225 per year. And now we're sitting at $3,239. So that's an increase of about $14 per year in passive income, which is nothing compared to my $2,000 loss. But when you add it to all of my other dividends, now we can see here, like I said, I'm expecting over $3,000 per year in passive income from stocks that I think in the future, in like the long term, 5, 10, 20 years, will be worth more than they are now. Then I feel like I'm feeling pretty good about that. So guys, hopefully that was helpful for you to see. I really hope it's helpful for you to see the dividends here, how to manually fix them kind of in a bulk way. And once you get that set up, it's just a really nice option that you can do. You can slam it out in like 1 minute and fix these if you're ever having loading issues. And like I said, just send me an email if you got any problems whatsoever. Anyone who has emailed me in the past would know that I'm always available to help and happy to work through any kind of problems with you guys. So don't be afraid to send me emails, and just give me a day or two to reply to you, because like I said, I've got some other things going on at the moment. All right, guys. I'll see you down in the comments. I'll see you in my email inbox, and I'll see you in the next video.